Good afternoon. Welcome back to another bar by bar analysis here on my channel. Today is April 25th, 2022, and today we're looking at a 2000 tick chart for the E-mini S&P 500 futures market. The only indicators that I like using are 21 EMA here in blue, 200 EMA here in magenta, and a volume indicator every now and then to help understand context for their overall trading day. But primarily we focus on trading price action. So that alongside overall context of the market is how we place our trades. I hope you all had a good weekend and a good trading day today. I took 3 trades for the day, and man, I gotta say, a lot of traps, a lot of failures. That's predominantly what I traded today. I saw one second entry long that I traded, and I had a live trade that I recorded, or at least I thought I was going to take a trade. It's a live analysis of exactly what I'm seeing, but I didn't end up taking a trade there. But I still want to add this to this video just for authenticity purposes. I want to be able to show you guys exactly what I think about and how I see the trades playing out in the moment. But I ended up getting psyched out of that trade and I canceled the order. But regardless, I want to show you guys anyway exactly what I was seeing at that time. So when we get to that point in the market analysis, I'll just go ahead and cut the video in so that you guys will be able to see that. But anyway, let's get right into it here. We draw a level of resistance here at the top for the overnight highs, level of support down here for the overnight lows. Prices had been moving from the top of this range down to the bottom of this range. I should probably put it right here. Another attempt to go higher before making a double bottom here. Finding support again at the bottom of this range, and then prices were pushing up. 200 EMAs predominantly coming down. I wasn't interested in picking any longs at this point as the 200 EMA, 21 EMA are kind of coming together here, just sitting on my hands and not looking to take any trades. So the day starts, prices start moving down. It was a little bit difficult trying to find the channel at play here, but prices seem to be holding relatively neatly here. So this is what I'm putting in for that spike and channel move down. We had a break and immediately push above EMA, new low here for first entry short. Prices come up second entry short, not quite at the 200 EMA. With this strong push above EMA, I wasn't necessarily thinking about shorting. For those that ended up taking this trade, if you entered 40.50 down to 39.50, that's 1 point. And then prices moved down to about 7 points. So if you're going for a full 2 points, you would have been stopped out as prices reversed. There is a failure there that happens. Second entry short that fails and prices continue pushing up, finding resistance here at the 200 EMA. You can see prices chop around just a little bit with the EMA flattening out before prices push down. Really not interested in taking any trades. I just want to see how prices are going to react as this day has started. Prices were moving relatively quickly as well. By this time it's 8:47, so market's been open for about 15 minutes here. We have quite a bit of price action, so wasn't too slow of a day. I was willing to just sit around, wait a little bit. I didn't want to be impatient. Prices find a little bit of support here before pushing above EMA. Micro double bottom down here. First entry short. We also have a new high with a first entry long, second entry long. Now I did notice we were making lower highs as well as lower lows here. Prices are not pushing back to the top of this range, so we are dealing with a bearish imbalance. And when I was trying to look for a bigger trend at play, I wanted to find a channel that was going to touch the highs and the lows. And so at the time, I had something like this working its way down, and I decided not to enter the second entry long. For those that did, prices would have ticked one tick up before reversing. And when I saw that happen, I thought today was going to be a relatively harder day to trade. And it was somewhat tricky. A lot of failures, a lot of traps that happened throughout the day. I still wanted to try and find a way to get into this trade. We had this new high, first entry long, second entry long that failed. And we got this lower high, pretty solid signal bar. We have room to the lows here, bearish imbalance. If anything, I do have a short bias. I like taking this lower high here, entering one tick below this signal bar and having prices move down for a quick scalp. Now, if you don't manage to get in there, this is another lower high you could potentially get on, but with these two bullish bars right up into this EMA working its way down, we could reverse. So this one's just a little bit aggressive, a little bit tricky. And not to mention, you also have prices that made it near the lows already. So we could reverse and push back up. But I think we just want to see how prices are going to react here at EMA before we look at taking any trades. So I'll leave it as an aggressive trade, but I don't think I would take it. Prices do work their way down, and people that took that lower high would have gotten the scalp. Now, as prices continue to work down here, we have a bit of an overshoot to the bottom side of this channel. Now, what I don't mind doing is we have a little bit of prices that are sticking out this bottom side, so I want to accommodate those price prices there. That still gives us an overshoot down to the bottom of this channel though. So as I've been mentioning in other video in my last video specifically, overshoots can lead to a generation of momentum to the opposite end of the channel. So I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if prices began to work up and push up to the top side of the range. As I was kind of brainstorming trades here as well, I drew this potential channel working down in case this bigger channel wasn't valid. We get a little bit more price action here. If we extend the channel just a little bit, prices hold relatively neatly there. But then when prices started pushing back above EMA, I thought, okay, this could be that generating of momentum back to the opposite end of the range. And so you got to just be very careful about adjusting the channel that you have at play. New low with a first entry short, prices come up. Second entry short triggers, not the best signal bar to go short on here. And you don't necessarily want to go short here either. There's not too much room down to the EMA here. Prices come down to the EMA and EMA holds prices as prices continue to work their way back up, but they don't seem to make it because prices push back down below EMA. New high with a first entry long, second entry long, but you're below EMA. Not interested in taking that. And then as this EMA is flattening out, I start questioning the legitimacy of this channel here at play. I start thinking we could have potentially a range at play. So now we have this channel that's working down. We have this channel in play. Sorry, we have this trading range in play. And so I'm not taking any trades. We're also at the support level at the overnight lows. Really just got to see how prices are going to play out. We have this new low here with a first entry short. Prices come up to the top of this range, and there's a second entry short, nice signal bar, room to the EMA in a downtrend. This was a trade I thought was worth taking in the moment, especially because EMA is starting to flatten out, trying to find that failed breakout opportunity, and that was a very quick scalp back to the EMA as prices push down. Relatively short-lived as prices continue to push up here. And as you can see, the overshoot down here to the bottom of the channel led to that generation of momentum to the opposite end of this channel that we have at play here. Prices consolidate for a little bit, waiting for EMA to catch up here. And prices continue to push up. There's no really way to enter this. Short-term trend working up with a break move to a new high. We continue to make new highs. I think at the time I had something like a potential spike in channel here, but it was kind of hard to find the overall shape of this uptrend. And where do we anticipate prices are going to go? To the top of this trading range. But we don't end up seeing that. Prices strongly push here below EMA. Slight break, move to a new low. We have this new high, first entry long, second entry long, all the way down here, holding off 200 EMA. But with such a strong move here, I'm not interested in entering a second entry long. As I've continuously mentioned in these videos, I want to wait for a higher low with room to the EMA in order to enter a trade like this. Now, it never triggers anyway. Prices continue to push down. Second entry long triggers down here now, and we don't get that higher low with space back to the EMA, so no way to get into that. But with the short-term trend that has essentially played out, you have that break move to a new low. I want to see how prices are going to react here at EMA. We have this new low at play with a first entry short. Prices come up, second entry short, but not interested in taking this because the downtrend played out. So what ends up happening is those that try going short after this downtrend has played out, people try going short and people get trapped and prices reverse. Overlapping bars, and then prices fall back down to the bottom of the range. So it doesn't look like we're going to be going higher anytime soon. Prices find a little bit of support down here, just below these overnight lows, before prices push above the EMA. Now at this time, I also had a range here, this level of support. We have this new low with a first entry short, second entry short here. Still got space to move higher to this 200 EMA, but we also have space to this 21 EMA. Prices had been holding neatly here below these overnight lows, and so I liked going short here. I actually saw this as somewhat of a repeat pattern of what happened over here as prices consolidated just a little bit here. We have this new low, first entry short, prices push up, second entry short off the top of this trading range. Something similar is what I saw here with that new low, first entry short, second entry short, failed breakout from this trading range. And with plenty of room to the EMA, you get a nice easy scalp there. But that trade it fully depends on how your signal bar looks. If it looks a little bit too neutral, don't risk trying to go short there. Prices push down and then they push up above EMA here. Prices wait for a little bit before they go higher. No way to enter short here. Prices push down. So I start to see this EMA oscillating, and I think, okay, we have a bigger range here. So when I extend the range a little bit, maybe we can keep it like that. A little bit of an overshoot there. Want to get a little bit more price action. New high, first entry long, second entry long if it triggers above this bar, but with this strong down move below EMA, not going to trade counter trend here. Not even a higher low to get in there. So I'm not taking any trades. But with more price action, I extend the range just a little bit here. You got prices touching here at the top, prices touching at the bottom. Now the bias is short, but there really is no way to enter this. New high, first entry long, second entry long. Don't like the signal bar. Bearish imbalance. I really want to try and focus on shorts, so I'm not entering. Now prices find a little bit of consolidation here at the bottom. Prices push above first entry short, second entry short. Potential second entry short failure, but it doesn't. Makes that scalp. I should extend this just a little bit here. Now with the support that we have here, we do have a failed breakout. So a breakout and pullback with a new high. First entry long, second entry long. I'm going to be honest, I took this one, but I did feel it was a little bit risky. It would have been great if these prices held above the EMA, but they didn't end up doing that. I do like that the signal bar was nice and bullish, and that there was a close above the EMA. And so I thought it was worth taking this risk. Now, if you enter 3.0, prices go up to 5.25. So if you're going for 2 points, you would have been out of there no problem. And if, as you watch price action form here, you have this new low first entry short, second entry short. But by this time, the EMA was a little bit flat. And to be honest, you could probably even argue the same thing here. That's why I said it's a little bit aggressive. So I'm going to be honest, I entered that, but I am not necessarily proud of that trade. And then by this time, I saw this second entry short. Not interested in trading this short with how flat the EMA is. We potentially have a bigger trading range at play here. So you could argue, yeah, it's cool to go short, but really need a little bit more price action. Now, for those that enter the trade, you would have been in this trade and then prices would have reversed and trapped you out. So just another trap. Now, my mind was just, it was in a right place at this time, but I could understand how some people could feel this trade was very tempting to take. Now, as prices move higher here, we try and find the short-term trend that's in play, break, looking for a new high. We get this new high here, so we're not looking to go long, first entry long, and prices continue to chop up and make another high here. So we could have a bigger pattern at play here. We just have to let price action continue to play out a little bit. You can kind of see we even have a little bit of a range here, as these bars are starting to stack on one another. But EMA is working its way up. I think prices are just waiting for the EMA to catch up just a little bit. And so prices continue to rally up a little bit. EMA catches up. Now the 21 EMA is above this 200 EMA. 200 EMA is starting to curve just a little bit. This level of support's holding prices. So I'd be comfortable potentially taking longs. I wouldn't want to take a short here. So you have this new low, first entry short, second entry short's what the indicator's telling us. But I wasn't interested in entering a short here. I was interested in taking a long and trading that failure. So if prices, I was watching this live, and if prices ticked one tick below, I would have entered a buy stop one tick above the signal bar to catch the stops. And that's exactly what happened is prices went down, trapped people, and then I put my buy stop one tick above this signal bar right here to catch those that were getting trapped. If you extend this range just a little bit, we have a breakout pullback as well in the direction of the market moving to the long side. And that was a quick and easy scalp there too. We have this new low, first entry short, second entry short with room to the EMA, but prices really are pushing up here. Slightly difficult to find, but we do have prices that are moving up, and I'm going to mark this one here. This is one of those trades you could potentially do the same thing you did here. So with this new low, first entry short, second entry short, wait for people to get trapped trying to go short. See how that signal bar looks. You get one tick below this bearish bar before prices reverse. If you put your stop one tick above this signal bar here, just trade that failure. You're in and out of that trade relatively quickly. So that's another potential one I'm going to mark there. Now prices continue to push up. We have a break of this channel that's working up. Potentially looking for a new high, but we could also correct for a little bit. EMA could flatten out, but no, that's not what happens. We do get that new high and then prices reverse back down. So not interested in going long. What price action is telling us at this point is that this uptrend has played out. Now, as prices come down to the bottom of this trading range, it finds this level of support. But as I keep stating, I'm not going to just trade a pattern because it's a second entry long. I need some sort of confirmation. I need something there. I need that higher low with room back to the EMA. So we have this new high, first entry long, prices come down, second entry long if there's a trigger above this bar, and there is, but I'm not interested in trading that. We have a higher low here, but the signal bar is not good. And then we get this nice bullish signal bar with room back to the 21 EMA. Prices found a level of support down here at overnight lows. Also a higher low. I love the idea of entering here. I think it's worth the risk. And prices push up with that plenty of room to the EMA. And if you manage to see something like that, you're going to get a nice runner. So we're going to draw on this short-term trend as prices work up. We have a break, move to a new high. So I'm not looking for longs at this point. So when we get this new high, first entry long, second entry long, I'm not interested in going long after this uptrend is played out. Now I recorded a live analysis and I'll go ahead and play that now so you can see exactly what I was thinking about in this moment. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, I did see somewhat of a trading range here starting to form, and it was somewhat tentative, but when I saw prices reach the bottom of this trading range here, let me go ahead and change the color just a little bit. I thought, okay, this could potentially be something that we trade back into. But anyway, here's the live analysis so you can see exactly what I was thinking in the moment. All right, we're going to see if we can get a live trade here. So we've been in a little bit of a trading range with the EMA kind of oscillating up and down. We have a short-term trend that's working up with a break, move to a new high, overshoot. Basically because we had prices that were moving down, overshoot to the bottom side, generates momentum back to the top. And as we're shooting out the top, I'm looking to trade a failure back into this range just because I feel fairly confident prices are going to continue ranging back and forth. Additionally, with this uptrend that played out, we're not looking to continue going higher. So we have a new high, prices come down. First entry long, prices come back down to EMA. Potentially a second entry long that's going to trigger right off of the EMA here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sell stop limit order and place it one tick below this signal bar. But I'm going to wait until there's a trigger of that second entry long. There's a trigger, so you have people that took that second entry long are in that trade. And now all I'm doing is I'm prepared to take a trade in case prices reverse and come back down. So people that are in this trade, they're putting their stop one tick below their signal bar right here, and some will get the scalp here. If this continues moving up a little bit too much higher, I'm just gonna, cancel the trade because that's moved a decent amount already. Very bullish bar, yeah, no trade there. The prices still didn't move high enough to make a new high here. I kind of like the idea of still trading back into this trading range, but we need to get a close below EMA here. This signal bar would be massive, but still trading the failure one tick below this signal bar. I kind of want to enter one tick below it. No, I can't. I can't. EMA's flattened out. I can't do this. It's a bad trade. I can't do that. I got psyched out, but I got psyched out of it. But that trade would have worked for a scalp at least, the very least. We never made that new high. Prices reversing back into the trading range. Second entry long triggered. People got their scalp. Then prices reversed. I didn't want to enter below this signal bar here. I really wanted to catch the stops for people that were trying to go long. So I missed out on that trade, but still, at least we're analyzing the market correctly, and that's just one of those instances, post analysis, you see it works, but in the moment, it's a little bit harder to see. So as you can see there, I kind of got psyched out. I thought the EMA was flattening out a little bit, and I just didn't have confidence in taking that trade. So unfortunately, hindsight's 2020. The trade ended up working out. Even if you entered one tick below here, if you were going to trade the failure one tick below 425, you would have moved 4 points down to 30.25. So that's a 4 point move. If I had just been a little bit patient and trusted my analysis, I would have gotten that scalp. But that's just raw and authentic. That's exactly how I trade during the day. So, while I mark trades, it doesn't necessarily mean I took it in the moment. I only took 3 trades for today. So, on that note, I want to end up the video for today. I traded and was just kind of focused on the market for a little bit, kind of later than I usually do. But I don't want these videos to get too long, as you guys know. So, as the day went on, prices kind of just chopped around a bit. Now it looks like prices are pushing back up to overnight highs. Goodness, we have a lot of price action. Prices pushed above overnight highs, came back down as 200 EMA continues to catch up, and we finished the day nice and bullish. So man, we'll see what tomorrow brings and Wednesday brings. Again, no video tomorrow, but for everyone that enjoyed the video today, please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy this sort of content, turn on post notifications so you know exactly when I post these videos. And I truly hope you guys get something out of it. Some trading days are definitely better than others. Today was a harder day to trade. There were a lot of points in the day where people could have gotten trapped. Fortunately, I wasn't one of those people. So whether it be luck or whether it just be correct analysis on today's market, I was pretty zoned in and finished 3-0 for the day. So I didn't want to overtrade. I took the scalps that I needed to, and I finished in the green. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.